books on it, to be honest, but there were all these like yellow shopping baskets next to it and a sign that said, all the books from this shelf that you can fit into a yellow shopping basket for $2.99. I was shook. I was like, no, that can't be right. So when my husband came in, I'm like, babe, read that sign. Tell me how it reads to you. Like, what are you reading? And he's like, okay, $299 for as many books as you can fit into a yellow shopping basket. And I went, what? What kind of sick discount store is this? Like, that's not a discount, that's a ripoff. And he's like, well, there's no decimal. And I said, maybe they just think decimals are overrated, or whoever printed up the sign didn't put a decimal. And he's like, why don't we ask somebody that works here? So we legitimately went and found one of the 3 people working on that Saturday. It goes to show, like, what the workforce is like at the minute. But I said, hey, could you help me? I said, can I ask you a question without you thinking that I'm stupid? And he's like, sure. And I was like, the sign over there says $2.99 for as many books as you can fit into a yellow shopping basket. Is that $299? He's like, no, it's $2.99. And I was like, per book? And he's like, per shopping basket. I'm like, so let me get this straight. I can put as many books as I want into a shopping basket from that shelf, and the whole thing is $2.99. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, just as long as they have a red dot sticker. And I looked at my husband and he goes, I'll go get the yellow shopping basket. So yeah, I thought that was funny. But I've got 8 of them that I picked up from that shelf and got for $2.99. They might all suck, and I still think it was worth it for $2.99. I'm just saying. But I definitely want to read them sort of quickly so that we can get through them all. So let's jump in. The first book that I picked up, and don't get me wrong, there weren't a ton to choose from, but the first book I picked up was Sugar. And I totally think that like cooking and baking is like the most underrated ASMR trigger. I love it so much. I used to like devour the Food Network and Barefoot Contessa. I could just watch all of those chefs. Yeah, I love it. Anyway, this one says, after realizing her coworkers at L'Ombre, a high-profile restaurant in NYC, will probably never appreciate or respect her, Charlie Garrett allows her ex-boyfriend Avery Michaels to convince her to work for him as executive pastry chef at his new Seattle hotspot, Thrill. She'll have her own kitchen, her own staff, everything she ever wanted professionally. When she arrives at Thrill, however, she realizes that Avery wanted more than a pastry chef for his restaurant. He wanted a co-star for the reality show they're filming about the restaurant and its staff. Charlie's uncomfortable with the idea at first, but she soon understands that this is her chance to show the world that women in the kitchen are capable of. She sets some ground rules with the film crew, signs a non-disclosure agreement, and promptly meets the man of her dreams, Kai, off camera. The show and her demanding work schedule as head of the pastry kitchen make it nearly impossible for Charlie and Kai to spend time together. Drama on and off the set same thing is incomparable. I'm a bit sleepy and filming this late at night, so you'll have to forgive me. This is about Brie and Nikki Bella, the Bella twins from the WWE. My dad has been a wrestling fan since I was itty bitty, like not even out of the womb. And I've watched wrestling since I was little, like from the originals, like, yeah, I know my wrestling. I know the divas, like, it's like my closet TV that no one knows I watch, right? Yeah. So, as twins, the Bellas have always competed. Legend has it that Nikki drop-kicked Brie in the womb so that she could make her grand entrance first. But the rest of the world often treated them as identical and even interchangeable, so they decided to do something about it. After they made it into the WWE, the Bellas accomplished so much together, bringing in young girls and women while building the Bella Army, helping the transition of female performers from divas to superstars, starring in Total Divas and Total Bellas, and founding companies like Birdie B, Nicole, and Breezy Beauty, and Bonita Bonita Wine. Though their early journey began with loss, abuse, and plenty of rough times, these challenges shined the diamond. They resolved to be survivors and the heroes of their own stories and to take control and responsibility for their lives. Eventually, they would come to show girls everywhere that they can do anything. The Bellas may be identical twins, but as individuals, they have proven themselves incomparable. And it's got some pictures in here of them. I just thought it was interesting from when they were little. Like, if you know wrestling, then you probably know the Bella twins. They don't really wrestle anymore, but yeah, they've got their own kids and little families. And they were on, Nikki was on, what's that, Dancing with the Stars. So, yeah, anyway, I thought it looked fun. What else? Then we've got pretty bad things. It says, like two kids in a candy store, thieving Las Vegas. Paisley nudged my hand. Her eyes glimmered, cheeks flushed with excitement, just like when we were kids. Put your sunglasses on, she told me. Why? What are you doing? There you go, said the man, placing 3 boxes on the counter. 32 donuts plus tax comes to $36.75. Cool, she said, reaching for her purse. But I think I can do better than that. And I watched as her hand dipped inside her bag and pulled out this shiny silver gun. She pointed it right at Dough Nutty. Dough Nutty stared at her in horror, his little ball of chewing gum falling out onto the counter with a thud. No, please, he begged, moving backward and fumbling with the cash register. The drawer popped open and he rummaged around, handing a wad of bills to Paisley. It's okay, we don't want the money, she told the man. We'll just take the donuts. It's funny because, like, in my brain I was like, oh, I should have checked this for, like, triggers. I didn't really realize that it was, like, a robbery type thing, but I have to kind of chuckle because it says, get over it, nobody dies. Oh man, I feel like I wouldn't like think twice about it, but the state of our world right now, or at least my country. Oh boy. Our next one is starring me. Kara McCormick is told she's auditioning to star in a new teen variety show. It's what she isn't told that could change her life. The feisty New Yorker moves to sunny Orlando to participate in a month-long audition. Of course she does. Where she'll live with 9 other contestants and eccentric house mother. Kara knows that the show already has a big-time celebrity lined up for the co-host, but she doesn't know who it is. Chad Beacon quickly rose winning America's Next Star, but he doesn't want it. Sounds like America's Got Talent or American Idol, right? But he doesn't want his entire career to be about singing. There's so much more he wants to do, like act. The new variety show sounds like the perfect next step for him, but his parents want him to have a co-star who shares his faith, since they'll be spending so much time together. Acting is high on Kara's priority list, but a relationship with God, not so much. But God is after Kara's heart, and he's put people in her life who are showing her there's far more to Christianity than rules and judgment. And just when it seems that Kara's going to have to give up her acting dream, God reveals that she may have a starring role after all, in a story so big, only he could write it. I hadn't realized this was a Christian book. Not that that's a problem, I just didn't realize it. Yeah, so it's juvenile fiction Christian. I'm open to reading anything, so that's fine. I don't know. Interesting. Then I've got heartstrings and other breakable things. Cute. They look cute together. The bag has like a little definition on it. It says crush. It's a noun. 1. The act of squeezing, compression, or forcing inward. 2. A brand of orange soda pop that would horrify your aunt if you drank it in her house. Or 3. A feeling you deny to everyone because you're totally focusing on your education, not your love life. But secretly you've been obsessing about this guy for years, and now you're about to talk to him, only your social anxiety has skyrocketed. So you think you might just vomit and flee. That's cute. It sounds like a cute book. And I did notice that the girl's name is Edie. And I love that name. I think it's so cute. My niece by marriage is named Edie, and I think it's such a cute little name. Fantastic. Alright, our next book is The Serpent King. It says, if you're going to live, you might as well do painful, brave, and beautiful things. I like that idea. Apart from like the painful, but Dale isn't the most popular kid at his rural Tennessee high school. After his father fell from grace in a scandal that reverberated throughout this small town, Dale became a target. Fortunately, his two fellow misfits and best friends, Travis and Lydia, have his back. But as they begin their senior year, Dale feels the coils of his future tightening around him. His only escapes are music and his secret feelings for Lydia. Ooh. Neither of which he is brave enough to share. Graduation feels more like an ending to Dill than a beginning, but even before then, he must cope with another ending, one that will rock his life to the core. Why do I always pick up teen novels? I've got a problem. I think I just want to be a kid again. Maybe. Without all the extra crap that comes with it, right? The Majesties. The Majesties. It's got a pretty low cover. Okay, Gwendolyn and Estella have always been as close as sisters can be. Growing up in a wealthy, eminent family, they've relied on each other for support and confidence. But now Gwendolyn is lying in a coma, the sole survivor of Estella's poisoning of their whole clan. As Gwendolyn struggles to regain consciousness, she retraces her memories, trying to uncover what led to this shocking act. Did their downfall begin with their aunt's mysterious death at sea? Estella's unhappy marriage to a dangerously brutish man? Can Gwendolyn confront the carefully buried mysteries in their family's past and the truth about who she and her sister really are? Traveling from the luxurious world of the rich and powerful in Indonesia to the sunny coast of California, to the melting pot of Melbourne's university scene, The Majesties is a haunting novel about the dark secrets that can build a family empire and bring it crashing down. That last paragraph kind of confused me a little bit, but weird. It's got like what sounds like sticky pages. Sticky, yeah. Sticky pages. I don't know why. Interesting. Keep me as the apple of your eye. Hide me in the shadows of your wings. Okay, and the last book that I got on that $2.99 shelf is this one. And then I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Okay, it says Twitter sensation brooding, yeah, a hero, becoming a main character almost as awesome as me. Don't ask me why I picked this up. Oh, me and my cover buys. Oh, Stephanie Garber gave it a good review though. Do you know who Stephanie Garber is? Have y'all ever read Caraval? Do you want to know what's funny? Is I didn't love Caraval. Oh man, that's one of my little another unpopular one. I always hear how much people love Caraval and I didn't, so what can you do? 50% writing guide, 50% laugh out loud story. This 100% hilarious read will thrill, delight, and perhaps even teach you a thing or two about the world of young adult fiction. Oh, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Anyway, look how big this writing is. It's massive. Ways to meet the love of your life. I don't know. This reads so weird. Look at these pages. Like, how do I show this to you? If I flip through, like, I'm not sure what I think about this already. It could be like one of those that I end up DNFing. I hate that, but it could happen. Let's see. Okay, I already own a bunch of ransom rigs, Miss Peregrine and the Home for the Peculiar Children, but I need to finish getting the rest of the series, and they had one of them. I wasn't stoked that it was ripped, but that's fine. I can tape it up. I can always tape it up. But I love the Miss Peregrine series, or I read like 3 or 4 of them, and there's like 6, I think, or 7. There's a lot. But this dude originally is from Florida. Anyway, I'm not gonna read you what it's about because this is like it's the 6th novel. And if I read to you any like first, I can't imagine it'll make sense as a standalone. And I don't want to give anything away. Yeah, I don't want to give anything away for you. So, have you seen the movie, the Miss Peregrine and the Home for Peculiar Children movie? I think they filmed it in Tampa, and it was what's his name? Tim Burton filmed it, and it was not true to the story at all. So it was almost as if it tanked because I haven't seen any more. And speaking of something that was made into a show or a movie, this one was made into a show. This is Robert Galbraith's Career of Evil. I loved this show. Oh my goodness. We had to stream it from the BBC. But now I think it's on HBO. Anyway, such a great show, guys. And trivia of the day, do you know who Robert Galbraith is? I'll give you 5 seconds to guess. When a mysterious package is delivered to Robin Ellicott, she is horrified to discover that it contains a woman's severed leg. Her boss, private detective Cormoran Strike, is less surprised but no less alarmed. There are 4 people from his past who he thinks could be responsible, and Strike knows that any one of them is capable of sustained and unspeakable brutality. With the police focusing on the one suspect Strike is increasingly sure is not the perpetrator, he and Robin take matters into their own hands. But as more horrendous acts occur, time is running out. Oh, it's such a good show too. Y'all, if you get the opportunity to watch that one, do it, it's good. Okay, let's see. What's my next book? Nice try, Jane Sinner. I think this was a cover buy, although it was only $1.99, so can you blame me? It looked fun. Recently expelled from high school, Jane Sinner grudgingly enrolls in community college, a situation made slightly more bearable when she joins a student-run reality show. House of Orange is her chance to start over and maybe even win a car. Used, but whatever. And no one there knows what she did in high school. What more could she want? Okay, maybe a family that gets why she'd rather turn to Freud than to Jesus, but she'll settle for using XOXO's growing fan base and whatever intro to psych can teach her to prove to the world, or at least viewers of standard TV, that she has what it takes to win. Told in Jane Sinner's fresh, funny, and surprisingly poignant voice. It's entertaining. Okay, it's this name I Refuse to Slaughter's first novel, so that's cool. Excited. Nice try, Jane Sinner. Cute. Okay. And then I've got Veronica Roth. How funny is this? I had a Veronica Roth in my last one from Goodwill. You remember who Veronica Roth is? Even though it says it right there, the author of Divergent. This one's Chosen One. This is a standalone. 15 years ago, 5 ordinary teenagers were singled out by a prophecy to take down an impossibly powerful entity wreaking havoc across North America. He was known as the Dark One, and his weapon of choice, catastrophic events known as drains, leveled cities and claimed thousands of lives. Chosen Ones, as the teens were known, gave everything they had to defeat him. After the Dark One fell, the world went back to normal for everyone but them. After all, what do you do when you're the most famous people on Earth? Your only education was in magical destruction, and your purpose in life is now fulfilled. Of the 5, Sloane has had the hardest time adjusting. Everyone else blames the PTSD and her huge attitude problem, but really, she's hiding secrets from them. Secrets that keep her tied to the past and alienate her from the only 4 people in the world who understand her. On the 10th anniversary of the Dark One's defeat, something unthinkable happens. One of the Chosen Ones dies. When the others gather for the funeral, they discover the Dark One's ultimate goal was much bigger than they, the government, or even prophecy could have foretold. Bigger than the world itself. And this time, fighting back might take more than Sloane has to give. It sounds good, and yet at the same time, it sounds awkwardly like, what is that TV show where, like, the kids are, like, all born on the same day? I can't think of what it's called. It's on Netflix, and I can't think of what it's called, but it kind of sounds like that. Like, they all have these magical things that they can do, and shit, it's kind of like X-Men, too. Anyway, my final book that I got from Ollie's. I saved this one. Because, as stereotypical as it's going to sound, my husband, my British husband, is a huge Harry Potter fan and wanted this. So I said, okay, we'll get it. And it's The Archive of Magic, the film wizardry Strange Family Doom at Family's Request. It's got this cool like bookmark that goes with it. Right, and then you kind of open it up and there's all these different like pieces to it. Like, don't get me wrong, it mostly shows you like different things about filming, like the filming of it, but it's also got all these cool little bits and stuff to it. There's pictures. This is actually big circus banners. Like, they're literally all in here. Like little pieces. There's just all these pieces to it. It's so cool. Butterbeer, bottled in England. I think that's a sticker, yep. And more pictures. Oh, that little dude is so cute. I have seen Fantastic Beasts somewhere to find them, but I have yet to see the Crimes of Grindelwald, Spellbound, Celebrity Secrets, and Spell Tips of the Stars. Best Tamer, Newt to Wed. That must be in the second one. Paris. Oh, cool. It's like a little postcard. Oh. It's so neat. Honestly, I'm not gonna go through all of it, but if you guys are interested, I'll do a video just of this book. If anybody's interested for it, I'd be happy to do it. There's so much really cool stuff in there, and I can actually kind of show the whole book, so you can see it. Not page for page, but I'll show like the good bits, and we can make a fun little video out of it. You guys let me know if you're interested. Anyway, that is the last of them. Did anything look good to you? Did anything stand out? Or did anything like really go, but definitely won't read that ever. Thanks for having that so I don't have to. Anyway, let me know what you thought. I love to hear from you guys. Anyway, if you made it this far, make sure to leave a comment below, put a little emoji, maybe like a little heart